Once again, the conversation has become about why movies are portraying characters the way they are. Earlier in the week, the trailer of Adipurush drew great controversy, with many saying that the characters portraying Ravana, Hanuman were not looking like themselves. There was a problem with the attire, the get-up, the VFX, and a whole controversy around it. That, in fact, has blown up quite a bit, with many calls for bans as well. If that wasn't enough, now you have Mani Ratnam's latest also in the middle of controversy. Ponniyin Selvan 1 has done very well on the box office, but that's not nearly enough. You've had top stars and directors in Tamil cinema now saying that the Chola king was not a Hindu. Why has he been portrayed as a Hindu king? Now, this conversation becomes very, very important, because on the one hand, there is the argument that any creative interpretation of a well-known story or epics is license that the makers have. And on the other hand is the responsibility that mainstream cinema has in our nation as a vehicle of information. A lot of people get their perspective on historical facts from the movies, and that's also a fact. So do movies have that responsibility of being politically correct? Should there be enough of a creative license, or have we just become so sensitive, so into the cancel culture, that there's a problem with every new release? To speak on this, I have a great panel with me today. I'm speaking today with Ravi Rai, film and television writer, producer and director. Ravi Rai, great to have you back on the show. Abu Malik, Indian singer and music composer with us. Abu Malik, great to have you back as well. Murtaza Ali Khan, film critic, joining us once again. And I'm happy to welcome Sunny Khanna, film producer and distributor, on the show. So welcome to all of you, and great to have you on this subject today. Now, Ravi Rai, the makers of Adipurush today have come out and once again clarified that they didn't mean to hurt any sentiments. It's become tough for them because there have been so many calls that, you know, you're insulting one of our greatest epics, etc. Do you think it's practical right now for filmmakers to apply an extra filter, especially when dealing with subjects which have religious connotations?
Yes, certainly yes, Tamanna. I very strongly feel. I am, to begin with, I'm totally with Om Raut, the director of Adipurush. He has all the rights to be progressive, go on and, make the film. He has his freedom of expression, freedom, everything he has, and I stand with him. But at the very same time, Tamanna, it's very important for all of us to be very careful not to touch religion. We've seen in the past, religion is a very, very sensitive issue. And when it comes to talking about religion, time and again, Tamanna, we only touch Hindu religion. We haven't discussed Islam or Christianity on television since last a decade. We haven't, because we don't touch them. So every now and then, the tolerance of Hindus, and I'm not saying that Hindus over a period of time have turned intolerant or they've taught. No, my only request to filmmakers is, us cheez ko mat chuo, which has a live wire. Why are you playing with that? That's my only.
Okay.
Otherwise,
let me flip that argument. Let me flip that argument in the case of Ponniyin Selvan, where you would say the other side's stalwarts in Tamil cinema are saying, why are you trying to make the Chola king a Hindu king? And their cinema is intricately linked with the political movement, with the Dravidian movement, and they're seeing this as an attempt to, color history in a different way. So it's the other side of the argument in a sense. Would you extend that same argument there? Don't touch something that it's a live wire. It's a live wire there.
No, certainly. No, I'll tell you why. Because history comes variable. It comes with variants. It comes with the writers, the historians. It's very important to know which era the historian belongs to. When did he write this? What part of the society was? His point of view is very important, and we believe whatever the history he has written. So I have no issues on history. I would never ever comment on, because, like I said, it has variants, and you believe it or you don't believe it. There are three, four, five variants of a same story. But I am very precisely careful not to touch religion. I stand there. With history, I have no issues. I leave it to them. I leave it to them.
No, so I mean, it seems to be a sort of a convenient argument. Let me get others in. In one case, you're saying don't touch religion, don't change
Religion.
anything. And in this case, it's not even changing the characters or, you know, how they're portrayed. It's about special effects, what kind of makeup and costume. It's frankly, it's a very superficial kind of a creative change. They've not changed their characters. It's just how they look. And in the other case, you're saying it's okay. You're saying it's okay to show the Chola king as a Hindu, and some have a problem with that. Let me get Sunny Khanna into this. How do you look at this controversy?
See, as a controversy, I'm seeing it a very clear thing. It's a personal agenda people are bringing in the films. If you see in the movie hall, the first slide which comes is disclaimer that all the characters, they are like not fictional, and you know, it's not a true story. They put that disclaimer, and with the teaser of Adipurush, we are judging the entire film. Right now, just a teaser where they have shown Ravana in a different avatar. If you see 1987 Ramanand and Sagar's Ramayana, they were wearing different clothes, like my family, my mom and everyone. My family, they have watched Ramayana, even I have watched it. That time my family, they were wearing different clothes. Right now in 2022, the clothes are different. So similar, they are creating a new Raavan with the vision of Om Raut. So I don't see any problem. This is just, you know, few social influencers, social media is creating that ruckus. And who are suffering?
No, but
in this?
it's not any longer just social media influencers. Sunny ji, now there is a state minister who has said that he wants changes or there will be legal action. There is, you know, a priest of the Ayodhya temple who has said that there should be a boycott call. So I'm not looking at this from the point of view of few people on social media. Till then, it was fine. You know, few people on social media keep saying many things. We've come to a situation where the creative team has had to come out today and explain to everyone
but how can they judge on the teaser?
What they're saying. Yeah.
But how can they judge on a teaser which is just 1.5 minutes? There is a central board, you know, like a film certification, CBFC. They will decide it. There is a jury who will see the entire film. If they feel it's wrong, they have played with the character of Ramji or Hanumanji, they will not release it. They will not allow them to release. So let's wait. It's right now just 1.5 minutes. How can we judge?
Abu Malik, do you think we're jumping to conclusions on 1.5 minutes? And you know, here I'm talking about both things. I'm talking about Ponniyin Selvan as well. There, the whole movie is out. It's a big hit. And then there's a problem of the portrayal. So do you think we've become very sensitive to just absolutely everything? This is really going to limit what movie makers can touch as themes, isn't it?
I think more or less जैसे कोई गुस्सा निकालना होता है ना किसी चीज को, कोई भी चीज को पकड़ के उस पे गुस्सा निकाल दो, ट्विटर पे गालियां दे दो, इस पे गालियां दे दो, कोई भी, you just catch something. And for example, in Japan, they give you a room where you can go and break plates, you know. So the social media has become a plate. वो जाके रूम में प्लेटें मार के प्लेटें तोड़ते हैं, अपना दिमाग ठीक करते हैं. That is the kind of impression I'm getting. Basically, कोई भी चीज को पकड़ के now since we are putting on movies and movies ko pakade hain, since it's coming from Prithviraj Chauhan to some other movie to other movies, they've been coming in. So they've been catching. Now new movies are coming in, so they realize that through movies a lot of controversies can be raised and a lot of things can be presented. I do believe in the fact that religion should be not touched, because I do believe that religion is a very, very short fuse in this country. A small thing can trigger off a lot of problems. So religion should not be touched. I agree to it. But then the way they are catching it through movies is very small. I think it's very, very small. But the issue that is raised politically has raised to that point where it looks as if to say it's going to impact our lives. Is anything of this going to impact any of the people in our country? Not at all. So why are you making it such a big issue of a storytelling form? It's a storytelling form. Om Raut has his own way of telling a story. So he's doing it. Maybe it is only pointing at Hinduism, but mythology is in Hinduism. The stories are coming in from Mahabharata and Ramayana. So that is why they're telling the stories. And there have been millions of films made like this. You know, small theaters, big theater movies, small movies, telefilms, teleserials, etc. So we have got used to seeing Ramayana and Mahabharata on the screen. They will interpret them in a different style. They will try to do something different. That's what filmmakers are all about. Lastly, I heard that Akshay Kumar is going to play Ram and Ajay Devgan is going to play. They were going to make some big film, and I think it's not come up so far. But
Right.
their Om Raut has tried something which is different. I think let's go and see the movie. It'll be a story form only. It's not going to touch Hinduism in any manner, because though the gods are there, they will be portrayed in the right light. They'll be portrayed well. They'll make them into superheroes. It will look so beautiful for the youngsters. I don't see anything wrong in it. And I don't think they should be looked at it as a wrong fact at all. I think we should all look at it as an open mind. It's a storytelling form, assume, but don't make it a political structure, political outrage in the people, and try to incite people and try to make religion a kind of a point where people start hitting it as a violence will become a part of this just because of a movie. I don't like it.
Okay, I'm going to quickly take a response from Ravi Rai before I come to Murtaza. It's becoming political. That seems to be the problem. That everything now has a political/religious connotation. Do you think it's best to just not make movies with religious themes? And can you really do that? Because if you see any of the big blockbusters, there are always some religious scenes, you know, as part of the movie. Because religion is a big part of the lives of Indians.
Yes, certainly. It's like first of all, like Abu said, we both agreed on one thing, that no, religion should not be touched. But later on, he went on to, but what is wrong? And people have do it. We see this, we see that. But Abu, tell me one thing. Are you okay with Taslima Nasreen and Salman Rushdie? Whatever happened to them?
Totally not.
How is that relevant, though? How is that relevant?
No, it is relevant. It is relevance. It's art. Khanna, if he says end of the day it's only a film, that was only a book. Tamanna, that was only a book. Are you comfortable? Are you okay with that?
Absolutely not.
End of the day,
absolutely not. So are you condoning it? Are you saying that same? Are you saying 1 minute? Are you saying that same behavior? You seem to be supporting that behavior because you're saying that same behavior should be allowed on the other side.
I don't. My point is, it's a volatile premise. That's what I said in the beginning. Please don't stay away. Caution. That's what I'm saying, Tamanna.
No. So 1 minute, just to extend your argument, Mr. Rai, just to extend your argument and to understand it. So are you saying that Salman Rushdie, 1 minute, are you saying Salman Rushdie deserved to be targeted for his creative license?
Not at all.
Are you saying Taslima Nasreen deserves to be targeted for their creative license?
Where are you taking my statement? When did I say that? I am saying
I'm giving you an opportunity to clarify.
No. Listen, Abu said कि end of the day लोग तो बनाएंगे, picture है, ये है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, minuscule है वो. तो I said okay fine, लोग तो बनाएंगे. तो एक किताब जो हुआ उस किताब के साथ वो ठीक था या गलत था?
नहीं तो वो गलत है तो ये भी गलत है ना. वो गलत है तो ये भी गलत है.
100%.
तमन्ना,
अच्छा एक मिनट, आपने सवाल अबू मलिक से पूछा, उनको जवाब देने दीजिए. यस
तमन्ना, अभी तक किसी की हिम्मत नहीं होगी कि अब राम जी या हनुमान जी या अपने सीता जी के बारे में कोई बुरी बात लिखे या कुछ बुरी बात कहे स्क्रीन पे या कहीं भी. अगर किसी ने ऐसा किया तो डेफिनेटली देयर इज समथिंग दैट हैज टू बी स्टॉप्ड on the censor board itself. It should not be allowed to release in the public. Agar aisa kuch hua hai. Whereas when you are writing something, where you have written a book or where you have written something which is opposed to, then they have actually banned it at a time. So they banned it for a time because it's creating trouble in the world. So we don't want anything to create trouble.
By the way, the book is still banned in India. Technically, it's still banned legally as of today. It's banned. Let me get Murtaza in. Murtaza, you know what is, you know, the thing is, the whole conversation is about comparing the portrayal of the Ramayana story to what happens in other religions. For some reason, people seem to have forgotten that these stories have been told and retold cinematically in various ways.
Yes.
Many, many times. It's part of the cultural heritage. One minute, let me get Murtaza in on this. Do you think it's just become the latest fad? That let me see a trailer, let me see a movie, and find something controversial in it.
Tamanna, the biggest irony is that two of our learned panelists just now said that let's not touch religion. And the biggest irony, is that our cinematic origins are in religion. If Dada Saheb Phalke, wouldn't have seen, the life of Jesus Christ in a 10 theater, he would have never gone on to, make Raja Harishchandra and all those amazing films that he made, and all of them were inspired by religion and mythology. We would never had a film, called Jai Santoshima, which a lot say that has actually invented a new god who never existed before. A lot of people at least feel that in this country. So I think this is the greatest irony that, people from the film world are now so scared that even though they are fully aware of the potential of religion and the importance of religion in our lives, and still they feel that we should not touch religion. I think this is like going back to the dark ages. I am, reminded of, those days of, good old Roman Catholic Church when people were, put on the stake, burned on the stake for witchcraft and sorcery and whatnot. So this is really, really walking down a dark lane, and it's very, very unfortunate that, this kind of fear is now lurking over us, that we are in a position that we don't even want to, make a film, or we don't even want to talk about it. When will we be able to make a film like Last Temptation of Christ in our country? Will we ever be able to make a film like that? Or, and what really hurts me and saddens me is that now Islam has become the benchmark. And not just, Islam also has this Sufi side of Islam, the so-called tolerant side of Islam, which believes in music and culture and art. We only want to see the dark side of Islam. We want to get into the Wahhabi sect. We want to get into the Al-Qaedas of the world. We want to get into the Talibanization. Is that our benchmark? Is
no,
that
but that's the thing. I don't understand the comparison. I'm going to let Ravi Rai come in on this. Mr. Rai, and I'm not trying to, give meaning to your words, but I actually want to understand this, because this is what I thought you said. You are trying to say that if you can't make any movie about Islam, why make a movie about Hinduism? Are you comparing the two?
No, I didn't
Do you
say
think
that.
Hinduism should now mimic the very conservative side of Islam?
No.
I'm not understanding the comparison.
And also, okay, I'll come there. Also, I'm absolutely with Murtaza that why are we looking at the Wahhabi Islam? Why are we not looking at Sufi Islam? My point is not that. My point again there I'm saying is that we don't touch them, and we should not. There is nothing wrong in making films on religion. Make films on religion, but in the last 60 years, I've never seen a Raavan the way this Raavan is. Are you getting what I'm saying?
No, इसमें problem क्या है? No. What is the problem? Is the problem the religion of the actor who's playing Raavan?
See, there is no problem in Raavan. It's a new age Raavan.
नहीं, उसमें दिक्कत
It's a
क्या
new
है?
age
Exactly.
Raavan.
Let Ravi Rai speak.
Nobody
Yeah.
has seen Raavan.
Listen,
Like if
Abu.
yeah, what is the issue?
नहीं, ये सनी खन्ना बोल रहे हैं.
In fact, my kids who are like 10 years, 12 years old, they relate.
No, अरे सुनो यार मेरी बात. There cannot be a new age Quran and a new age. You can't make Jesus Christ certainly a rock star. You
How
cannot.
is Raavan equated to these two things?
Story.
How
It's
is
not a
Raavan
real
equated
story.
to these two
Somebody,
things?
like nobody has seen Raavan.
यार किस बहस में जा रहे हो यार? Nobody has seen Raavan. Nobody has seen so many. What are you talking here? My only point. That's what I'm saying.
I tell
My
you
very
one thing.
first word in the beginning was.
No, so
it's
what
a
you
very
are saying
sensitive-
that you have seen Raavan, how he's dressed up.
You
How
know,
many-
See,
have you
Ramanand
seen
Sagar
Jesus
ji had
Christ?
seen a world in his own, from his own eyes. He
Okay,
has shown it to the
one by
people.
one. One by one,
hello,
so
sir.
that we're not
Yeah,
overlapping.
yeah. Did
Let
you-
me come to Sunny Khanna first.
you-
Let me come to Sunny Khanna first. And you respond to the criticism Ravi Rai is making. He's like, I've never seen Raavan like this. I'm going to go ahead and ask him exactly what is irking him about Raavan. Is it the haircut? Is it the look? Is it that he's mounted a dragon? What exactly is the problem?
The beard.
But Sunny Khanna, what
The
is your
beard.
counter?
Yes, the beard. Of course.
See, my counter is very simple. He has made it new age. The youngsters and youth who have not seen Ramayana, which was released like 1987, they will go and watch this film just because they are connecting with the character. So let us, I'm saying, let us keep the story intact, which is in the Ramayana, keeping all the things which are important and respectful for the Ramji and Hanumanji. But the characters can be dressed that they want because it's Om Raut's Adipurush. It's a new age Ramayana. So why are we cribbing about it?
No, nobody is
Okay,
cribbing about
let
it.
Ravi Rai respond. Let Ravi Rai respond.
Yeah,
What exactly is the problem
Sunny,
with how Raavan is looking?
Sunny, I have no issues. It's a new age Ramayana. I have no issue. I am just saying every time the thing that I'm saying is if there are sparks flying, let us not distort things which makes जो मैंने आपको example दिया कि it can be anything which can make things volatile. Coming back to Raavan, I have not seen a Raavan like that. But if people accept that Raavan, I have no issues with that. But if people make things difficult, then my whole point is ऐसा Raavan मत बनाओ ना यार. क्यों बना रहे हो ऐसा Raavan?
So Ravi
That's my
Rai's
only
point is कि
discussion.
मत छेड़ो. Let's not get into anything controversial. I want to understand that how will you create anything, because in this day and age, can you predict what will be controversial and what will not be controversial? Is there any handbook out there? कोई बना दो ना, कोई handbook बना दो. Okay, Abu Malik, do you think let's release a handbook which tells us कि क्या controversy बनेगी क्या नहीं controversy बनेगी? It'll save everyone crores and crores of rupees in the industry.
I think, Tamanna ji, what Ravi is actually saying is that in all these years that the movies are being made, etc. Why is it that Hinduism is targeted, or is it a soft religion where people can make or change the characters and present them the way they like without any protest, etc.? That is, I think, Ravi's question regarding this whole controversy. But Ravi, you must try to understand that over time, things change, and to our religious books, our mythology has reached far shores all over the world because of these movies. Beautiful movies we have made, and the world sees our mythology. They love to watch our Rama. They love to watch our Krishna.
That's the soft power of India. It's a soft power of India.
That is the true color of our country, and nobody has dare say anything derogatory about them, because it has never been coming like that. Even Om Raut's film is going to be beautifully done. It will present Rama in the right way. It will present Krishna ji in the right way. It will present, I think it's a beautiful way of presenting India in the whole world. There's nothing wrong in it. Nobody will dare do anything wrong to our Hinduism. Nobody cannot do it. Like they cannot do it for Islam, they cannot do it for Christianity, they cannot do so will also Hinduism. But it is our good fortunate that Indian filmmakers do make beautiful films. Like America makes a lot of war films where they show Americans beating up the whole world as such, and they are the king. Like that, we project our religion, our culture, our family traditions beautifully to whole world, and they watch it. We can't just cancel it because they say कि आपने कपड़े उनको change करके पढ़ा दिए. We are just catching on. We have become hardliners. Over the last 10 years, we have become separatists. We are trying to segregate our culture. But internally, people love each other. If you look at the whole country, they love each other. Every religion loves it. I love to go and watch a Ganesha festival. I love it. If the last year Ganesha was not there, it was the worst thing on earth that Ganesha was not there in Bombay and all over India, because the beauty of the whole festival was not there. So I want all those things to happen. So likewise,
I want to talk about, practically. Abu Malik, what you're talking about is the ideal situation. What Ravi Rai is saying.
One more thing. Even
in Ganesha 1 minute. What Ravi Rai is talking about is the reality. 1 minute. What Ravi Rai is talking about is a reality today in front of filmmakers. कि हम कुछ बनाएंगे तो हमें पता नहीं उसके बाद होने क्या वाला है. And perhaps, if I may hazard a guess, we are seeing a lot of these mythology/superhero movies after the intense success of the Avengers in India. They've been some of the highest grossing movies, translated in all languages. Perhaps the creative fraternity thinks that why don't we adapt these to more relatable characters. They know that ye chal raha hai. You know, the big family dramas, the big rom-coms, etc. are not as much in vogue right now. So perhaps they're catching on to it, but it's seeming like tricky terrain. Murtaza, is it safer? Just let's make those big family romantic movies. Let's not get into this.
See, Tamanna, if they have Avengers, where are our superheroes? Our superheroes lie in the Mahabharata. Our superheroes lie in the Ramayana. You know, these are the books I've grown up reading, and you know, it was part of my curriculum. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Quran was never a part of my curriculum. I know more about Ramayana and Mahabharata than I would probably ever know about Quran. So because that has been a part of my curriculum, these are the superheroes. Lord Rama is a superhero. Lord Hanumana is a superhero. Arjuna is a superhero. Khanna is a superhero. And if we don't utilize it, if we don't, use the power of technology that today we have at our disposal, then I think how would we ever be able to compete with the Avengers of the world?
You know what the problem is? You know what the problem is?
They only want to watch
that you're talking about superheroes. The problem is right now we have a super censor board in this country. There is a super censor board which is amorphous. They reside on social media. No one knows who they are. They are like Hydra-headed. It could be some unknown person who starts a trend and then it continues. We don't know where the origin is. At least pata to chale, where is this super censor board? So you can go and ask them ki ye chalega ki nahi. Sunny Khanna, for anyone in the creative fraternity, they have to first get their movie passed from the super censor board and then the censor board.
No, not exactly. But right now it is happening in the similar fashion only. Like anything is coming. Like similar thing happened during PK release. The first trailer when it had come, everybody like was objecting like they are only showing Hindu god in bad light. But that was not in the film. There was a scene Amir Khan running out of Dargah and that all the Maulanas were running behind him to beat him. So, like without, like on the trailer basis, PK also had a similar controversy, but when the movie got released, it became the biggest box office number. So let us give us the fair chance to our director who has made a film in a different style, keeping the values and sentiments of Indian audience and even Hinduism. So,
are you willing, Ravi Rai, to give the makers of Adipurush a fair chance?
Of course. The very first thing I said was, I'm with Om Raut. I myself am a producer. I myself am a writer. And Tamanna, very honestly, on this panel, none of us are have different opinions about things. I'm absolutely with what Abu said in the beginning, कि अब ऐसा हो गया कि हर चीज पे हर हफ्ते कुछ ना कुछ करना है. So my point there is, I'm just holding a caution card कि as a film. Now today, what is happening, we'll discuss half an hour, पर जिस आदमी के 500 करोड़ लगे हुए हैं वहां पे, we would say कि this is creativity, we will fight till eternity, we will fight till, लेकिन उसके 500 करोड़ लगे हैं. So what is happening, Tamanna, in the story sessions is कि अगर कोई ऐसा scene आता है, we are so frightened today, so we say यार मत रखो मुसीबत में आ जाएंगे, यार मत रखो मुसीबत में आ जाएंगे. So that's happening now. I mean that ironing out is happening, But I'm absolutely...
It's called self-censorship. It's called self-censorship.
But my point...
What you're describing.
Yes, self-censored. We have to be cautious about things. End of the day, Adipurush के जिसके 500 करोड़ लगे हुए हैं, वो लग गए हैं. ये debate खत्म करके मैं भी चला जाऊंगा चाय पीने, And I'm just saying that there is so much of money riding on thought, and you never know, Tamanna, which side, which corner, which lane the rally comes out, and for what you don't know. It is a shapeless anger, So that's what I'm only saying. कि यार religion मत touch करो, और अगर touch भी कर रहे हो, I'm not saying don't touch it. We've seen religion
रवि राय जी, अब मैंने पोनियन सेल्वन का एग्जाम्पल आपको दिया. वहां पर फिर रिलीजन को लेकर दिक्कत हो गई है. There the problem is, why have you shown the Chola dynasty as Hindu? Now what are you going to say over there? Now that's become about, you are appropriating the Dravidian movement.
Clear case of convenience for these, so-called detractors. When it suits them, it works for them. When it doesn't suit them,
then I'll absolutely go back to what Abu said कि अब ये आदत हो गई है हर हफ्ते कुछ ना कुछ करना है, कि how much can we duck and dodge? We really
then
don't
there
know.
is this
And the
whole
problem
purpose
lies
of
with
art.
us also. To
जिसको
Okay.
गुस्सा है उनके
Okay, closing comments one by one. Yes, Abu Malik.
इन सब के हाथ में प्लेटें दे दो, दीवार के सामने खड़े कर दो, वो प्लेटें मारते जाएं, अपना गुस्सा। एक्चुअली आइडल टाइम बहुत है, आइडल टाइम सबको अपने मुद्दे बड़े पॉलिटिकल लोगों को भी अपने अपने मुद्दे खड़े करें। पिक्चर देखते हैं, पिक्चर इज इजी टारगेट, पकड़ो इसके पैसे खर्चे हुए हैं, ये तंग करेगा, कुछ पैसे ऐसे भी निकालेगा।
Talking about वैसे those who want to rake up this issue politically, आपको politically issues चाहिए तो आप unemployment देखिए, रुपी डॉलर के बराबर 82 हो गया है।
बेकारी है,
Look at that.
जिसने कुछ किया है, जिसने कुछ किया है उसके ऊपर गालियां दे दो। गालियां तो ज्यादा नोटिस होती है। अगर मैं अभी यहाँ गालियां देने शुरू अरे इसने गालियां दी, इसने गालियां दी, तो पीपल नोटिस ऑल द नेगेटिविटी।
हम आपको नहीं देने देंगे। Not over here, Abu Malik. No. No गालियां, only sensible conversation here. Yes, Sunny Khanna. Yes.
See, I only feel that at this moment we just have to go with the flow. Let us support the film because कुछ गलत नहीं है टीजर के अंदर। सब ने अपने पर्सनल राय दिए हुए हैं जो सही नहीं है। अगर आप देखोगे जितने भी सोशल मीडिया में क्या कर रहे हैं, उनको पैसे चाहिए, इसके लिए वो बैश करते हैं या उनको रीट्वीट्स लाइक्स ये चाहिए। पॉलिटिकल लोगों ने अपना एजेंडा किया बिकॉज दे वांट देयर ओन सेटिस्फैक्शन ऑफ taking that Hinduism card. There is no Hinduism card.
Frankly, I don't think we should take. I don't think we should take social media. I don't think we should take social media too seriously. It's people's opinions based on nothing.
And even politicians.
I mean, social.
Like they are coming and making a statement. Yes.
And half of them are actually trolls. They are not even real people. They have their identities hidden. They don't even have a proper, background profile, anything. And who knows? Maybe they are just bots.
Yeah, that is why
the only counter.
The anger.
The only counter is for the real people to stand up and speak.
Yeah,
the only counter is for the real people to stand up and speak.
And let's not make cinema or let it become a soft target, because today people know that if you go and yell at Bollywood, you pan out a certain film, they'll get immediate publicity.
No, the only way is to support it. Now look at Brahmastra, huge controversy before release. Is anyone talking about it now? No. Everyone's quiet. The controversy is over. The week is over.
Absolutely.
Let's wait for the next release and see what happens next. But we have to understand the long-term creative stifling, where creative people start cancelling out those ideas in advance, wondering which nameless bot or troll is going to have a problem. That is really the dangerous terrain to tread on. I want to end it here, but I want to thank all of you for joining us today on the show.